Most food safety audit programs fail. Here's why. So often these programs are seen by operators as the auditor versus the location. Typically, auditors have a reputation for lurking around your staff and observing, but never actually explaining what they're looking for, which often results in an anxious staff who learns how to game the audit instead of running a better restaurant. So over time, what they get good at is executing a fire drill to straighten up the back of the house in a hurry, pencil whipping checklists, logbooks, and training records, even calling in nearby managers to replace everyday staff to ensure that things are done the right way during the audit. Let's face it, your audit program is creating a culture. It's just not the kind of culture that you want. And no doubt it probably doesn't provide a very accurate picture of what's really going on in your stores. At Steritech, we take a different approach. One that works hard to build the right kind of culture in your operation. And having designed and administered audit programs for over 20 years, we know exactly how to do that. Instead of just executing a few intimidating audits throughout the year, we take an approach more like a fitness program, so our clients can build organizational muscle that produces a healthy operating culture. Most of our programs have a foundation of quarterly assessments. Our data shows this provides just the right amount of ongoing attention to the standards and enough time between visits for operating teams to implement any needed corrective actions. We also build several occasions into the program where operating teams can see us as subject matter experts. We're trying to help them, not just as scary auditors. This establishes credibility and trust. Two things that are critical to driving the right kinds of behavior in your stores. We also work hard to make every store visit engaging and constructive, not intimidating and threatening. Our specialists invite the GM to walk with them throughout the entire visit to maximize what they learn throughout the engagement, which is why our specialists narrate what they're specifically observing at all times. Explaining the why behind all standards, especially those which aren't being done the right way, allows the staff to build knowledge and understanding during the visit instead of just feeling as if they're receiving a performance review. They also use a practice we call positive engagement, which means their first focus is on highlighting what a location is doing well, in addition to where there is room for growth and improvement against the expected standard. Again, this approach builds credibility and trust. At the end of every visit, our specialist sits down with the GM and reinforces what the team is doing well. Of course, your specialist also reviews those things that needed to be addressed immediately and even helps with corrective action planning. Make no mistake, during every visit, Steritech specialists complete a thorough, objective, accurate evaluation with the goal that every location received a calibrated assessment across the brand. But it's our differentiated approach that enables us to build credibility and trust with the in-store teams. And it's this more collaborative approach that ultimately drives the right behaviors and creates brand ambassadors empowered to want to run safer, better restaurants in between every Steritech visit. Instead of learning to game the audits, teams understand the impact their operational practices have on the customers they serve, and there is a desire to want to do the right thing instead of having to do it. It's this approach that effectively builds the kind of healthy culture that will set your organization up for success as you grow. If you're ready to explore how a more effective program with Steritech can set your organization up for success, contact us at www.steritech.com.